What's going on, y'all? We back with another one. Tonight, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a little reaction. I seen something on YouTube that it resonated with me, so I thought it'd be great to react to it and have a good conversation surrounding the topic. So, um, if you like this type of content, go ahead and make a comment down below, like it, share it. So we can go ahead and get into it, man. Let's see what we got going on. Okay, so preface. This is another podcast. This is about the Why I Am Athlete split, if you will. So there's an interesting conversation that these guys are having that prompted me to want to do this type of video or reactions.
Podcast last week, week and a half ago. Awesome podcast with Channing Crowder, Fred Taylor, and Ryan Clark, the guys from the Pivot.
Full disclosure, I do not know who Channing Crowder is. I don't know. I stopped watching sports a long time ago. Well, I didn't stop watching it, but I stopped following the players. Now, with that being said, Fred Taylor, I am familiar with. If any of you old school guys out there, legendary running back for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Pivot. And RC is a great just move forward with my homeboys type stuff. You know what I'm saying? So whatever.
Okay, so April 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic, and this is what I want to talk about. So we right in the middle of the pandemic, right? So remind you, the question was, when did you start that business? When did you start at that podcast? April 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic. So already, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, this ain't yours. You come in here.
I Am Athlete LA. I Am Woman. So many political and cultural things that you guys are speaking on. Can you speak to what exactly you were talking about when you said the fundamentals and ideologies? Our own and branch off and do different things, and understanding that, knowing that you guys seem to be on good terms with the breakup, separation, whatever we want to call it.
Let's pause right there, right? So we still good, right? So, I started something. Oh, I came into something, right? Well, it's not mine. I came into something, and then I'm cool with the separation or whatever that may be. I'm good with that, right? So now we at point number 2.
Call it legislative. Yeah, and I'll let you guys get into it. But you understand that this stuff's happening, and it looks like you guys are both rooting for each other's success. So
I'm still down.
That wasn't.
We still cool. We amicable. You see what I'm saying? We amicable. I was brought into something, right? I parted ways with something, but I'm still amicable with something, right?
Understanding that, listening to you on your guys' Truth Pod, the very first one, you guys go back, check out the episode. I'm telling you, it's phenomenal. But you were speaking to the ideologies, the fundamentals of the vision that seem to change over time. And again, being a fan of I Am Athlete.
So we got to pause right there, because we said some words mean things.
And we playing the pivot.
Words there. We said fundamentals, aka foundation. Fundamentals, the basics, right? So the fundamentals changed. The ideology changed.
Our first option,
our thought process, our vision changed over time, right? As businesses grow,
we had to pivot.
So shall
and
they.
We playing the pivot.
Right? So we brought into something, right? We part ways with something. We're amicable about something. And the reason we parted ways with something is because ideologies changed, our thought process changed, the vision changed, the foundation has changed. But foundations can't be changed. The foundation is a starting point. The foundation is just that. The foundation. What started this? Let's listen in closer.
I Am NASCAR was coming along. You had I Am, and you guys just didn't see it the same, and you guys just had to break up that way.
business come into play and we gotta break up. Wait a minute now. We just said that we was brought into something. What business we talking about? This isn't mine. I'm brought into something, right? So when business change, I acclimate. I can't part ways because I don't like the business. I wasn't a part of the business. I wasn't brought in to be the business. I was brought in, not for the business.
You a linebacker, Will? Because you that was pretty fucking impressive.
No, that was impressive.
That was sexy.
What? Whoa! What is what are you saying right now, my guy? Come on, stop that. No.
Right? Not just black men, as men.
Right.
You know, our former co-host and Brandon, he stopped by and said, "Hey, look, guys, you mind doing a podcast? What you think?"
Hey, he stopped by, guys, and said, "Would you mind doing a podcast?" Right? So we've been over the foundation, and the foundation changed, the fundamentals changed, the ideologies changed, the business changed. We said all that prior to. Now we at the real foundation. Hey, would you mind borrowing some sugar? Would you mind, borrow me some gas money? Would you mind? I'm asking you. I ain't promising you nothing. Would you mind? We talk, we just talking.
About the podcast. Fuck, we all geek. Let's get out the house. Yeah, let's do it.
You geek. Let's get out the house.
Dreams. We all agreed to it, and
you all agreed to it.
The show went much faster than the paperwork.
The business grew.
Overnight, the business wasn't. We didn't take care of the business. So from that standpoint,
you expected more than what you were owed. You didn't take care of the business. No. It won't your business to take care of. You expected more. Hey, would you mind helping your brother out? Psst, absolutely. We just geek. We just want to get out the house. That's what he said. Let's just get out the house. Bet. We out there. We pulling up. Would you mind? Man, absolutely. Coming up. You the homie. I'm pulling. We ain't have our business buttoned up. Now what business is there to button up? You ain't got a slot for the button. Ain't no business.
Really going back to our first episode in the pivot, right? We took the high road. We decided to take the high road because a lot of the ideologies. Thank you. That was my word. I gained majority of the control in the ideas and the things that a lot of those fundamentals, right? We had a lot of visions. We talked a lot about a lot of things, and because we didn't have the business button up, because Brandon made the initial investment.
That's the only part that y'all needed to hear of this video. Brandon made the initial investment. There's no talk throughout this whole entire 90-minute podcast / interview of us putting in some equity. But we got to part ways because the business is elevated. The ideologies has changed. The money's changed. The foundation has changed. You can't change foundations, man. I put the money up for this. But we still homies, though. We took the high road. No, you didn't. Because you expecting something that you ain't even put into. How you high road? You low road. You expect more than you put. How that work out? It don't. Ain't no high road. This man owns the business. He put the initial investment up. Did you buy into the business? Did you offer a payment to the business? Did you pay for equipment? Right? Pay for editing? Pay for marketing? No. You a hired talent. That you got paid. Be happy to your homeboy. What we talking about? The business ain't no business to button up. You got no buttons. This ain't no button up shirt. foundation changed. No, the foundation has been the foundation. Hey, my brother, would you mind? Would you mind? Sure. I'm just ready to get out the house. Bet. I'm sliding little duckies in your pocket. But would you mind? What you talking about? What we talking about here? What we talking about?
He took it upon himself to gain majority of the control.
I put the initial investment. Why wouldn't I have majority control? What are we talking about here? I had the initial investment and I took it upon myself to gain majority control. You just said there was no business. The business wasn't buttoned up. So we had no paperwork. We had no agreement. I'm calling homies. Remember, we got to be homies because you took the high road. So we homies. Say, homie, hey, y'all trying to do a podcast? Y'all trying to help a brother out? Man, yeah, we just geek. We ready to get out the crib. Hell yeah, we pulling up. Let's talk and bullshit like we do. Bet. Now the money roll in. Now I'm gonna break you off because you remember we homie. Hey homie, you mind put? Hey yeah, bet I got you. So we homies. I'm breaking you off. But now you talking about business ain't button up. No, what business? Cause you led with, homie. I put up the initial investment. I had this idea, and so when I scale this business, ideologies didn't change. Foundation didn't change. It can't change. The business didn't change. The business just grew. You want a piece of something that you ain't put into. You could have just easily put into it and then we could split it the business way. But you want something for nothing. You ain't put in no business, but you want me to give you some business. I don't understand. What we talking about here? This don't make no sense. Foundations can't change. You build a house, you don't change. In order to change the foundation, you got to tear down the house. We in building stages. We in building stages. Foundation ain't changed. Your expectations changed. This is the part I have a problem with. Your expectations change. You can't change your expectations. Whether it's your homie or some stranger you know that you're doing business to.